It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of January 23rd, 2004. Only two movies to look at today, but let's go ahead and take a look at those films. Let's get those out of the way. We'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend. That's Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart in the science fiction time-traveling thriller, The Butterfly Effect.
Remember when you said those blackouts? All of those memories have been coming back to me.
Evan Treborn has crossed the line between past and present.
I think twice about what you're doing.
Now, our future
Every time I go back in time, everything goes wrong.
hangs in the balance.
Oh my God, what did we do?
Ashton Kutcher, Amy Smart,
You can't play God.
The Butterfly Effect, rated R, coming soon.
Probably should have taken the advice of Randy from My Name is Earl and just not do this. But, interesting idea overall here. Ashton Kutcher stars as a 20-year-old college student who experiences blackouts and memory loss throughout his childhood, and later in his 20s, he finds that he can travel back in time to inhabit his former self during those periods of blackout. With his adult mind inhabiting his younger body, he attempts to change the present by changing his past behaviors and set things right for himself and his friends, but there are unintended consequences for all. The film draws heavily on flashbacks of the characters' lives at age 7 and 13, and presents several alternative present-day outcomes, even as Evan attempts to change the past before settling on a final outcome. So there's a little bit of a mix between Groundhog Day, H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, as well as a little bit of a precursor to Edge of Tomorrow. I mean, Edge of Tomorrow kind of has a similar concept where Tom Cruise always wakes up in the same body and gets killed every single time in order for him to put together the right outcome in the whole situation. And you can say that this definitely had a lot of precursing to that, even though that was based on a graphic novel. And this is supposedly an original concept. There's definitely a lot of good things about the movie in general. I think it gives a chance for Ashton Kutcher to show that what he can do as a leading actor. I think he's very good in the film. The concept is very good too. The execution, though, I think really is the downfall of it. I think the film is just not written all that well. There isn't really a major conflict. The conflict really should be more interesting than it actually is here, but it just never really lives up to that level of promise that the premise has for it. There's definitely a lot of promise to it. There's a lot of cool ideas in here in general. There's times in here, though, where it doesn't really deliver on those promises that it could easily have. I mean, there's a lot of things in here that they could have made interesting, made engaging, but they never take it to that second level to make it a film that should be seen. It should be seen as something much more than it actually is. It just feels like a film that has a lot of good potential to it, but just can't really get to that second level to really prove its existence by showing off what it can really do and surprising people and how great it actually is. Unfortunately, I can't really say that. I like the acting in here overall. I like some of the visuals. I like the ideas. The story overall is good. Just the execution just really backfires me from saying anything more that's positive about it. It just feels like a film that has so much more potential to it and just never really lives up to it, unfortunately. But it was a big hit when it came out, continuing to show that Ashton Kutcher's star power was rising, and it made almost $100 million off of a $13 million budget. So naturally, New Line's going to franchise the hell out of this with direct-to-video sequels, which makes this a lot better than those sequels are. But then again, it's direct-to-video, so we're not really expecting a whole lot there either. But good ideas overall, just not the right execution in general. It just really hurts the film in the long run because there's potential there. It just doesn't live up to it, unfortunately. And so not only was Kelso in a movie this weekend that we're going to take a look at, so was Eric. We've got That 70s Show type of weekend here, as we've got Topher Grace and Kate Bosworth and Josh Duhamel in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Oh my God. What a date with Chad Hamilton.
Can I give you a kiss goodbye?
He's so fantastic.
Hi, I'm Tad.
Get a load of me, get a load, it's just like we were meant to be.
Rosie, I love you. I love Rosie.
You gotta win her back.
Kate Bosworth, Topher Grace, Josh Duhamel.
Let's do this. You work out? No.
Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. Rated PG-13. Sneak preview this weekend.
The film that basically Robert Luketic said, I did Legally Blonde, I'm not going to do Legally Blonde 2. I'm going to go ahead and do this film, which maybe it would have been better off. Maybe this would have been better off if he'd done Legally Blonde 2, because this movie isn't quite as good. I mean, it's in January, so you got a sense of why this is in January, but you have a story here that's very formulaic. Kate Bosworth plays a small-town girl who wins a contest for a date with a male celebrity, played by Josh Duhamel, who is, of course, who of course was on Las Vegas at the time the show was coming on, and a love triangle forms between the girl, the star, and the girl's best friend, played by Topher Grace. Jennifer Goodwin's also in here, as is Sean Hayes, Nathan Lane, Gary Cole, and there's a lot, kind of like with the Butterfly Effect. There's some possibilities here of how this could work, but it really doesn't live up to to the potential that it really has here. It just comes off as kind of a generic romantic comedy. Like, who she's going to end up with at the end. There's going to be some conflicts going on throughout this, and it never really transpires into that movie that you think it should be, especially with the talent that they have on here. I mean, there's a lot of good people involved in this movie. And the guy who's supposed to be the likable guy, you don't really like him all that much. Topher Grace is supposed to be the small-town good guy that's supposed to get behind Kate Bosworth, when you feel more sympathy for Josh Duhamel's character, who's supposed to be the bad boy because he's the big celebrity. But no, you feel more for him than you do with Topher Grace, and that's not a good thing whatsoever. And that really hurts the film in the long run, and it's a shame, because the potential is there for something sweet and romantic, but it just doesn't know how to make this any different than a typical rom-com. And that's where it really hurts in the long run, because the possibilities are definitely there. The execution just not there as much to save it. It's just a movie that is just so misguided in so many different ways. There's so much possibilities of what they could do here, and they never really fully live up to it. And it's a shame, because the possibilities are there, just bad execution all around. So yeah, not much more to say about that one. That's Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. And so with that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. We'll wrap January up on the next episode with 3 films, including the surprise hit You Got Served, the star-studded Perfect Score with a pre-Captain America and pre-Black Widow, and also The Big Bounce, which was another star-studded film that was not a big hit. So we'll take a look at those 3 films on the next episode. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So with that said, I'm off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.